All right, soloing over major sevens. But that's not really what this one's about. This one's all about chords. So the chords behind that, we're going to delve into a little bit later. Let's just focus on this C, just the regular old C shape. And if you do the whole cage thing, it's in the A position. A-shaped, I should say, A-shaped C chord. Okay, so if we just do this regular shape, and we add the fifth on top, but I always see people adding the fifth on top, but who does that? I don't know. I don't. But for this regular C, and when I say C, let's just start off with the triad. The triads are the C, the E, the G, or the 1, 3, 5. Of course, it's a triad in major. So here we have the C is the 1, the G is the 5, and the all-important C again. Okay, so it's kind of a duplicate C there with those. So it's C, G, C, and here's the third, which is the E. Okay, that's an important one when we change from major to minor and dominant and minor sevenths. But right now, just focus on these three: 5th fret, and of course then we add the C. So really all we do to make that a major seventh is we want to add a flat, not a flat seventh, a major seven to that one. And a major seventh in this case is a B. So it's 1/2 step down from the root. Okay, so we're in that major triad. We don't want to change the 5th or the 3rd, but we have a duplicate here of the root, which is a C. So let's just move that down 1/2 step. And if we retain that shape, but just move that C down 1/2 step, we get this shape. So we were here, now we're here. That is a major 7th chord. Now if we make it if we add the root and make it full, so it's simple. We just went from a major triad, moving that root down 1/2 step. Now we have a major 7th chord, and we can make it really big and full if we add this 5th or this G on top. And we can pluck it in different ways. Okay, so there's the major triad, the major 7th chord. Now if we want to go to a dominant 7th chord, and in a dominant 7th chord, it's a major chord, so the 3rd is still the 3rd. We haven't flatted the 3rd at all yet. Okay, so it's a movement here. So that same C we moved to a B, we're going to flat the 7th now. So there's the major 7th. When we flat the 7th, we have a B flat. So we just flat it. There's the 3, there's the major triad, there's the major 7th. So if we move it down one more, we have a dominant 7th. It's kind of a musical movement going on there. So major 7, or major triad, major 7th, and C dominant 7. Hear that movement that's going down. And it wants to pull you somewhere, but to the 4 maybe? Okay. Yeah, so again, and if you just focus on these 3 strings, the B, the G, and the D, you can do it that way. Major 7, dominant. Okay, yeah, cool little movement, just that one string. That's how that works. So sounds really cool, and there's a lot of songs that actually do that. I think Bell Bottom Blues I mean, there's a lot of them. That one comes to mind. Let's move into the minor. So if we go back to our C major triad, okay, we kind of just have to know the formula for a minor triad, and a minor triad is really just moving the 3rd down a half a step. So our 3rd in C is E. So if we just move that down a half a step. So if we retain our shape, but find a way that our fingers can play the minor. So we're just moving that down. Okay, there's our minor triad. In C. Minor 7th now. Okay, what's a minor 7th? A minor 7th, actually we're adding a 7th, but it's a flatted 7th. So remember what we did here in the major, we flatted it down to there, to B flat. We need to do the same thing here. So we're going to move this one down, and we're going to move that one down, okay? So we have this shape. So with minor 7th, we just have a regular triad, we throw our pinky there, minor triad. But if we want to add the flatted 7th, we're going to have to pull that pinky off. Okay, it works that way. Minor triad, minor 7th, and you can add the 5th too. It gives it that kind of a flavor. So again, these are your basic chords. So if we want to make a chord progression, say, what's a chord progression? Well, if we have to decide what key we're in first, so we're going to just maintain and stay in the key of C. So earlier it kind of led to the major 7. Let's go to major 7. So we're major 7 here. If we go to that's the 1. If we go to the 4, we know that the 4 is F, and the 4 is also major. So major 7, F major 7 is the 4. So, and that one is basically a derivative of, if you do that cage system, there's your F D shaped. There's your D shaped F. So what do we want to do for a major 7? Again, we want to find that duplicate, if there's one in there, of the root, and there is. It's right here in F. So if we just slide that down a half step, then we have our F major 7. Okay, so C major 7, remember how to do that. Now our F major 7. And we can roll back and forth. That's kind of what I did. And then went to F. C, F, C major 7. Okay, the right there I changed to, I stayed within the C. So there's in E minor 7. So remember that C minor 7 shape. I just moved it up to the root as an E here. Then I went to D, which is the 2, and then back to the 1. So it was pretty simple chord progression. It was just C, F major 7, C major 7, F major 7, C major 7, the 1, went up to E minor 7, which is the 3rd, and to D minor 7, which is the 2nd, and back to C. And over that, I kind of soloed using some arpeggios, major 7 arpeggios, some major sliding scale kind of major pentatonic. Some of those little things that we threw in there too. But yeah, work on those chords. It's a chord lesson, so work on those chords. Make sure you know the chord movements down. You know, those sort of concepts. And then when you go to the 4, the F. Okay, so work on those shapes and have fun with it.